Dimensional. I'm your host, Carol Amiyah Lefevre. Manifestation is often associated with the idea that you can attract anything in your life that you focus on or believe in. Today, we'll dive into the transformative world of manifestation and we'll explore some really incredible energy tools that can help shape your new reality. Join me as we unravel the secrets of aligning your thought, feelings, and actions to manifest your desire. So let's dive right in and get dimensional. So how do we even start to create a new reality for ourselves? Let's start by going through some of the practices you may have heard of before that work. I'm going to talk about some things that work for me. I am a very good manifester. So let's just go into the different things you can do, and then I've got some great stories on how these all work. So the first thing is to clarify what it is you want to create. The universe can't support us if we're not really clear about what we like to manifest. So you can start by making a list of what you desire, what that looks like. You might even think about what it would feel like if you had those things in your life. Be really specific about your goals and desires. Something that you want to focus on is always the outcome. So you could always start with the outcome and work your way backwards of how that looks and how that feels and what it is you really, really would like. So choose a goal, something that's achievable, that you'll be able to align with your values. There's no point in manifesting something that isn't going to align with your values. Let's take money, for instance. So if your idea is to have more money or more abundance in your life, what I would do is picture what my life looks like with more abundance and money. A lot of people get tripped up with money because we have, or a lot of us have, a subconscious belief that people who have a lot of money and power misuse it. So you could start by taking a look at what you would do with the money and how your life would look. So just imagine the out picture. Where do you live? Are you on vacation? Pick a point where you think or feel that would be awesome for you. And just start with one thing. And then just check in and see, does this align with my values? If it doesn't align with your values, pick a different endpoint, something that aligns with your values, something that feels really good for you. And then the next thing you're going to do is create a positive affirmation that relates to that topic. So when you're picking the outcome for your desire, you're going to make a manifestation as if you already have it. And I always like to start with gratitude, because if we're grateful, that sends a powerful message out to the universe. Not only that, it's a higher vibration. So I start my affirmations with, I am grateful that I have an awesome, spacious, beautiful home. Or it could be, I am grateful that I am healthy, fit, and active. You want to make your affirmations something that is positive and as if you already have it. One of the things I want to talk about is wording. So it's probably been about 15 years since I've taken the word want out of my vocabulary. Want is something that if I say I want something, then the universe is going to support me in wanting it. Do I want something or do I have it? So if I want the universe, or if I desire the universe to support me in my goals, then my goals should never have the word want. So you can say, my goal is, I'm grateful to have, my desire is. Try and get rid of the word want, and you'll make a very positive change in your life. Now, when we're talking about affirmations, choose something simple that you can memorize. You're going to tap it in on your sternum. So if you tap your sternum, that locks things into the subconscious mind. And I use that technique even just to remember things on a grocery list. It's hilarious. So I might be fiddling around in the kitchen and then realize, oh my God, I have to buy tomatoes. And so at that moment, I will tap into my sternum, buy tomatoes, buy tomatoes, buy tomatoes. And I could be at the grocery store. I have everything in my basket. I'm in line. And all of a sudden, the thought, you need to buy tomatoes, will come into my head. And then I'll remember. So when you tap in an affirmation, it locks it into your subconscious mind. So make it simple. Make it simple. I am grateful to be abundant in all areas of my life. Could be that simple. The next thing that's on our list is to create a positive visualization. Every year, I make a calendar and I have photos of myself and I have photos of the things that I am creating in that year. So try to look for pictures that you can associate with that are the end result of the goal you're trying to achieve. So if you want to visualize success, then what are the positive emotions associated with reaching that goal? What does success look like? You don't have to go through all the steps. Basically, you just have to see what that end result looks like. So does it look like visualizing money in your bank account? Does it look like you feeling self-empowered? And then once you know what your end picture is going to be, what are the emotions and the sensations and the feelings that go with that visual? So if my visualization is going on a vacation, what does the sand feel like between my toes? How does it feel when I'm really, really hot and a cool breeze from the ocean comes onto me and I feel that refreshingness? How does it feel to sit in the chair and just be comfortable looking at the ocean? What do the waves sound like? Those are the things you want to visualize. You want to visualize the sensations of things. You want to visualize not just seeing things, but feeling them and the emotions that come with them. Am I calm? Am I joyful? Am I happy? All those things are part of a positive visualization. Next, you're going to start practicing gratitude. So practice on the gratitude of already having these things. Focus your gratitude on the mindset that you're trying to achieve. One of the easiest ways to do this is by journaling and sticking to things that you can journal on a daily basis. So what I do, and this is a great way to trick your unconscious mind, is I make a list every morning of the things that I'm grateful for, and I write them down. I don't type them in my computer. I write them down because there's something about actually writing that locks things in deeper. So I will start off by things like, I'm so grateful to have clean running water. I'm grateful that I have a comfortable bed. I'm grateful that the sun is shining today. And I'll make a list, and then I will take the thing that I'm manifesting and I'll throw that affirmation in there. I'm grateful to be abundant in all areas of my life. I am grateful to have a huge, spacious house that I absolutely love. And then I go back to the things that I already have. This is a great way to trick the subconscious mind, because if you're writing these things down every day and then you stick in a couple things that you don't have yet, but you write them in as if you already do, the subconscious mind will start to believe that they're true and it'll make it happen. The next thing you want to do is start to become the observer. You want to check to see if the alignment of your thoughts, feelings, and actions are coming together. So when something pops into your head around what you are manifesting or what your goal is, begin to observe what thoughts come up, or start to notice if you have any reoccurring reoccurring patterns, beliefs, or self-talk. And then once you decide, oh my God, this thing keeps popping into my head, it could be something like, you're a real loser. You can't do that. Just little voice in your head that says something to you on a regular basis. Pay attention to what it is. And then you need to choose a way that you're going to stamp that out. So once you see and you recognize a pattern, what I do is if it pops into my head, I see a circle with a red line going through it. And then I immediately go to my simple affirmation and I tap it in. And I say, I replace this with, I am grateful to be successful on all levels. And I tap it into my sternum. When you identify that you have some kind of negative blockages, one of the things that affects us the most are our levels of self-worth and self-esteem. So self-worth is how much I feel I deserve. Do I deserve to be loved? Do I deserve to have my partner and my person in my life? Do I deserve to be successful? Do I deserve to be healthy? Do I deserve to be abundant? And then how much do I love and accept myself? Do I love myself enough to allow those good things to come into my life? Now, if you don't, that unconscious mind is going to trip you up. So my only recommendation for that is to book a session with someone who can release the subconscious patterns associated with your low self-worth and your low self-esteem, because those two things change future of every other component in your life. Now, I'm going to put a link down below to a session that I do. It's called a foundational clearing, and it takes care of self-worth and self-esteem issues in one session. So you don't need to come 10 times. One time will do it, which is absolutely awesome. Now, when we're manifesting, it's really important to practice mindful presence. Stay in the present moment as much as you can, because that's where the magic is. Avoid dwelling on the past unless you're going to think of a time that you were successful in another creation that is similar. And then you can ponder it for a moment with an affirmation as, look, I manifested that. I did that before and I know I can do it again, and then move on. Try and stay out of the past because it will trip you up. And if you go into the future and you start to worry, you're going to create those things. The future is an illusion. So just bring yourself back to the present. Use your affirmation. One of the things that I like to use is I just say, I'm so grateful that the universe is conspiring to give me everything I desire and to help me with my goal. The next thing is creating an energy match to your goal. So that means spending time in nature, practicing being in the present. You can listen to solfeggio frequencies that increase your vibration, work with the crystals that will support your manifestation, and make sure you declutter your space. So there are 9 different areas in feng shui, and I would look up those areas or take a feng shui workshop and find out where those areas are, so that if you are focusing on abundance, then you can find out where your wealth section is and you can apply the cures and the enhancements for that. If you're focusing on love and relationship, then you'll know where that is in your home and you can focus on the treatments and enhancements for that. There's also one for health, family, self-cultivation, success and fame, creativity, career. There's 9 different sections. And I am teaching a feng shui workshop at the end of the month, and I'll put the link down below for that. The next thing is to practice patience and detachment. You have to be patient and wait for the outcome. So Louise Hay has this thing I read it a long, long time ago, and I think it's pretty interesting. So she says, when you put your order in a restaurant, you don't think that it won't come. You know the food is going to arrive. You put the menus down and you get on with it. So it's the same thing here. So we set our intentions and then we detach. So I decided a few years ago that I was going to get a little part-time job just to get me out of the house, keep me occupied, keep me from getting out of trouble. And I started looking for jobs, which is the first thing that you do if you want a little part-time job. And I made a list of the things that I wanted. I wanted to have personal freedom. I wanted very few hours, like around 16 hours a week. I wanted to have my autonomy, to be my own boss, to get out and do the work when I wanted to do the work. I had a couple interviews lined up and they all fell flat. Nothing worked out. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to let this go and see what happens. Well, at the time, I was volunteering on the board of directors at Morel Nature Sanctuary, and the office person was going to retire. So her job came available. So, of course, at the board meeting, I asked, well, what's involved in this job? And the president said, well, basically, you can work whatever hours that you want. You have to answer emails, phone calls, take memberships, just do regular office things, and you can work your schedule how you want it. I'm like, wow, this is exactly what I wanted. So I thought to myself, I'm going to have an interview. I'm going to go for this. Well, of course, I got the job. And I was so excited because I could walk to work. It was just down the road from me. And I started saying, this is awesome. How can it get better than this? Well, I was running home because I had a dog at the time. And one of the board members came in and said, well, why don't you bring her to the office? I was so ecstatic. I'm like, oh my God, I could bring her to the office. This is great. How can it get better than this? And then there were a few times where I was in the office and I was really, really, really busy. And this wonderful person came in who's on the board and she says, do you want me to take Maggie for a walk today? Oh my God, how can it get better than this? Then COVID hit, and part of my job description was to walk in the forest through this beautiful sanctuary to make sure no one was camping out, to bring toilet paper to the pit toilet at the lake so I could walk my dog and get paid at the same time. How can it get better than this? So I just want you to know to expect the unexpected. Place your order and then know it's going to be taken care of. And every time something towards your goal happens, just keep asking, how can it get better than this? And it will get better. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite mantras. Okay, next on our list is to surround yourself with positivity. This is not just your environment, but this is the people around you, your resources, the things that influence your alignment with your new reality. So if you're around somebody who's always gossiping, stay away. Gossip can destroy a manifestation. If you're around somebody who's always complaining and negative, make your visits with that person shorter. One of the things that I do with some people is I just say, I hear you. Have you done anything about it? And if they keep complaining about the same thing over and over, I just finally say, let's take that subject off the table when we're together. And if that doesn't work, unfortunately, I just need to have space and time in a positive environment. So I have to see them less often. It's really important that you take care of yourself. Self-care is part of your manifestation. So prioritize yourself and engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Whatever that looks like, whether it's a trip to the spa or creating a spa at home, walking in the forest, going to the beach, do things that make you a priority. Let's talk about a few energy tools that can enhance your manifestations. So one of the things that I use are crystals. So crystals can amplify your thought forms. They can also send your prayers out 24/7 to the universe. What I would do is look up the types of gemstones or crystals that are associated with the manifestation that you are creating. So rose quartz is good for self-love, love, and relationships. Citrine is helpful for abundance and money wealth. Clear quartz can amplify pretty much any manifestation that you have, and place them in your environment. I sleep with a crystal at night, depending what I'm creating for myself. So use your crystals. They love to help. Create a vision board, and that will help bring those images to the surface. You can look at your image board regularly and then go in, close your eyes, and do your visualization. And part of creating a vision board is also making affirmation cards. This is a really cool thing. So you can take some of the pictures from your vision board and put them into little tiny squares and make an affirmation that goes with it. So you may see a picture of bags packed, for instance, as if you're going on a vacation. And then the affirmation could be, I am happy and grateful to be able to travel to exotic places that I love. And then you can take a picture of a whole bunch of cash and make an affirmation beside it that says, I'm so grateful to attract money from all sources into my life. So make a whole bunch of affirmation cards. You can laminate them, cut them into small pieces, and then you can pull an affirmation card daily. So if you want, the best thing to do would be to make affirmation cards associated with that one goal. The more focused you can be on keeping the same goal, the better it will be, because then all your focus and attention and clarity is going to one thing instead of several things. It will make it happen faster. Clear your space. So use sage or Palo Santo or singing bowls just to clear out any negativity, or negative energy that's sitting around that's going to create an environment that's not conducive to manifesting. So sage regularly or use vibration to move out that negative energy. Another tool that you could use are essential oils. Again, you can get online and you can Google what essential oils will help you attract abundance, will help you attract love, will help you attract health and well-being. Lavender is associated with relaxation. Citrus is associated with energy and positivity. So use some essential oils, and that will help you create manifestation from another sense, which is smell. Sounding tools such as tuning forks, singing bowls, even chanting. I listen to chants on Spotify in the background, and I choose chants that are high vibes, so they raise the vibration while I'm focusing on doing specific things for my manifesting. Moon phases, being aware of the moon phases is also very helpful. So on a full moon, we want to release anything that's not supporting our goal. And on a new moon, we want to start setting our intentions and focusing on our visualization more. So on a full moon, make a list of what's not serving you, burn it, get rid of it. And then on a new moon is the best time to start a new cycle. There are so many tools out there that will support your goals and your manifestations. The most important thing to remember is to stay really, really clear with your intention. Don't water it down by adding too many other things. Keep a positive mindset and be consistent. Work on that. Be consistent. Try not to get discouraged. Just hold the space. The universe is conspiring to give me everything I desire, and it's working on my goals right now. I am grateful for having whatever your desire is. And how can it get better than this? I want to thank you for journeying with me today on Getting Dimensional. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the subscribe button and join me for future podcasts where we can learn and grow together. This is your host, Carol Amiyah Lefevre, signing off and wishing you successful manifestations.